Everybody, Roll the West coming at you day 4, talking about a place to hear, being in a place to hear. Now, today I'm going to come at it a little differently. Um, Today I want to talk about being in a place to hear the people around you and be able to willing to hear the things around you. Now, hearing the people around you, it's easy to say, well, I listen to the people around me, and hearing, you also need to make sure you're surrounding, yes, yourself with the right people, but I'm even cautious to say the right people anymore. Because when I say right people, it's many a times who we deem right. With our blind spots, with our isms, with our spirituality that's been weaponized, we pick and choose who we hear from. But it's really, when I say the people around you, is recognizing when something hits here. I've seen people speak into my life and been the voice of God, and by Christianese standards, they would be considered, oh, you're going to hell, you're the devil, maybe. And we have to open our minds and broaden us that God can use whoever he chooses to use, and God will get to us through whatever avenue he gets through. Where am I coming at? And this is where I'm kind of wrapping up the week. I'll do this today and tomorrow, the next version of part of this, when what really comes out of being able in a place to hear the people around you. But I want to deal with today more focusing on our dullness to hear to our weaponized Jesus and our weaponized gospel, where it's the us versus them. So I can't hear anything they're saying. They may not see the world the way I see it, so I tune everything out and I can't gain any wisdom. Or they don't quote unquote fit the saved mentality, so I don't listen to them. They're of the world. So we even ignore professionals in their fields. We even legal advice will ignore because it's quote unquote not the right thing. Business advice, medical advice, I've seen ignored, all because it doesn't fit in the filter, in the box that we want it to fit in. And that can be very dangerous when God is putting people around you that are qualified in the areas, and that's the wisdom, and that's him putting around you. And so where does all this come from? It's with our spirituality that we take and weaponize, and we also, when knowledge puffs up and we become prideful and arrogant, and you do develop a know-it-all mentality is what happens. And amongst Christians in church, we have to be careful that we don't tune out everybody. Oh, you don't believe, in the same exact God I believe in, so you don't know anything, and I can't get anything from you, so I can't hear anything from you. And we don't realize in that egotistic approach, it actually just kind of, pardon the straightness, but makes us dumber, because we can't be taught anything. So we have to stay in the place of humility, in the place of teachableness, and placing value on people's voices around us, even when they don't fit our type, our blind spots, our box, our narrative, our, us versus them. It doesn't fit. We have to take all that and just throw it away. Just take all the filters, and throw all the filters away and say, God, you show me who I need to hear. You show me who I need to listen to. You show me who I need to make myself available to, and who you are speaking through in this moment. That's what you should do in that moment. And being humble to realize we can learn from anyone, and that God can use whoever he chooses is what it is. Man, when you open yourself up and broaden yourself in a place to hear, God can get a lot more information. Some of the greatest information, revelation, or direction in a moment that I really, really need didn't always come from this divine light necessarily, in the quote unquote that we expect it to many times. It didn't always come from the most well-seasoned mentor Christian in my life always. Sometimes it came from the most unexpected, unrelated, unthing. And I know God does that just to stretch us, just to pull us a little further, just to get us outside of our arrogance and our pride and bring us back into the place of humility, and see, man, are you going to be willing to listen to how I choose to bring this to you, who I choose to bring it through you, and be humble in these moments. Man, that's what I encourage you to do. That information may come, that revelation, that wisdom may come from the most unlikely source. It may already have, and you've set it on the shelf and tuned it out. Man, don't be afraid to go pick that thing up. Look for what brings peace. Look for what practically makes sense sometimes. Sometimes people get so spiritual deep, they ignore just the most practical realistic information right in front of them that just totally makes sense when you take a look at it. Don't let your familiarities, don't let your blind spots, don't let your weaponized gospel, don't let your all those foolish things, don't let them rob you out of hearing what God needs you to hear today. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Just be more open-minded, be humble. We don't have it all figured out, and God uses who he wants to use, and be willing to flow with that and be okay with that. All right, guys, catch you tomorrow.